All right, so a really frustrating situation here right now, um, and I will just quickly talk about it. Of course, I'm not gonna wait for people to join the live. You can just share this or play it later on. You know what I mean? But so once again, and this has been happening consistently for the last 20 years. Once again, the excursion companies, the excursion operators, the people who do tours, an integral part of tourism. Most tourism photos you see are taken out on excursions. Anyway, as usual, we hear about a hugely damaging decision made by the government through WhatsApp messages. Yo, you can't believe what them government people do now. I'm like, what? What's going on? And so we find out once again that a decision to cripple our companies is being made without any consultations whatsoever, not even a phone call. Hey, what do you think about this part? What do you think? Nothing. Once again. So we hear that the cabinet press briefing that happened today at 9 o'clock, where Melford is then questioned to confirm what we feel is the madness that he was saying with regard to the offshore islands. The government is saying that the offshore islands are off limits for all boats to land on these offshore islands or to even anchor off them for the next 90 days. For everybody. Super yachts, cruisers, excursion companies, jet skis, local people, blah, blah, blah. Now, why has the government made the decision to block access to these offshore islands? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth, and it's hard to swallow, and I'm sorry for all those people who get upset about this. But since COVID has started, there's been groups of people on weekends who go up to the offshore islands because they know there's no police there. Well, actually, no, let me rephrase that. They know there's no police there other than the ones who are going to party there. And they know their Coast Guard's not going to tell them anything. So people go up there late in the afternoon or on weekends to go and enjoy themselves, drinking, dancing, partying as if COVID never existed. And it's mostly on weekends, as I say. And yes, sometimes there are groups of police officers who do that. And, other people who should know better. The latest one, including some very high-profile people. I'm not going to say more about who the latest one is, but the latest one has caused such a stink that the government has said, no, we have to fix this now. So nobody is allowed on the offshore islands. So all these excursion operators who, for example, I just renewed my insurance, keeping people employed. I even hired some new people recently, We are now essentially locked down by the government because of the actions of some local privately owned boats operated by local people who are going up there with no masks to party and carry on like COVID doesn't exist. Meanwhile, the excursion operators who have to go to the Ministry of Health to get licensed and comply with all the protocols. All my boats have been retrofitted with cleaning stations and, my crew, I speak to them every single week. I say, guys, wear your masks. If I catch you, can we all agree? Let me just turn these ringers off. Hold on a second. I made my crew agree to this policy. It's an internal company policy. If any of our crew is caught without a mask on, they get sent home. You do it a few times, you get fired. So my crew, when they pick up other crew members in the car, they put on their masks. They wear their mask for the whole day on the boat. wind, rain, rough, whatever, they wear their mask no matter what. There are other excursion companies out there that maybe not as diligent when it comes to mask wearing as my company, but most of them are very, very serious about wearing masks because we don't want to take it home into our families and into our communities. So we are very, very serious. Last week, a week before last week, one of the guys who works on my private charter boat, he called me up in the morning. He said, Eli, I just woke up. I'm gonna have a runny nose, and I feel like I have a little cough coming. I said, hey, listen, keep yourself in your bedroom. Make sure you don't come into contact with anybody in your house. Let's get you tested. Call around. He went and got tested. He tested negative. I said, okay, no problem. You tested negative, that's fine, but you're not coming to work until you have no symptoms, even though you tested negative. And we made sure that all the people who had been working with him, they were monitored for any symptoms, even though we were tested negative. It's just in case. Then, I see this decision and I'm like, holy shit, we've been busting our ass to make sure we adhere to these protocols, to make sure that we're so careful. We've cut down the occupancy on our boats by 20-25%. So it's actually really difficult to make a profit when you're operating on such low occupancy rates. But nevertheless, we're keeping people employed and we're breaking even. And then these guys go up there, drink rum, party like it's 1999 or whatever, and the best the government can do is saying, okay, you know what? Nobody can go to these offshore islands. And here's the thing: every problem must have solutions. That's what I've been told in the past. I was told that by Nikki from Atlantic Campaigns when we were getting ready to row across the Atlantic. By the way, yesterday was our 3-year anniversary from arriving here into Antigua. Second fastest rowing team of all time to cross the ocean. Today, Mark Slatz and his crew member arrived in Antigua. They won the race. But anyway, that's beside the point. So, one thing we've been seeing as well is we've been seeing a huge increase in high net worth people coming to Antigua. I don't know if anybody else has seen this, but we've been seeing extremely wealthy people arriving here. I've never seen so many private jets. Never seen so many private jets. And guess what? We have been taking them out. Billionaires? Yes, I've never taken a billionaire on my boat in 20 years I've been operating. I've taken multiple billionaires out on the boat during this COVID time. And so, and they're buying houses. They're building. One of them has 2 houses, and they're building a 3rd one here, and they don't even live here. And we're seeing that. We're seeing super yachts that used to pick up their charters here for Christmas, leave Antigua, and go to the Grenadines, go to St. Bart's, wherever. They're staying here. They stayed here this Christmas. They were all over Barbuda, all over Nonsuch Bay, Five Islands Harbor, Carlisle Bay, even up for the first time around Bird Island and these offshore islands. Now you're telling these people, you're not allowed to go to these offshore islands. You certified tour operators who wear your mask from morning until night, y'all are not allowed to take people there because you know what? These local people, they mess it up for you. And we can't just say licensed tour operators can go up there and local people can't, because everybody will get vexed, and we don't want to get people vexed, right? That's bullshit. Absolute horseshit. The problem is you're worried that COVID is being spread by people who are partying. Deal with them. Say, okay, you know what? Hey, one solution is nobody can go to the offshore islands on weekends. How about that to solve the problems? Or if you can't get your head around that one, how about just saying licensed tour operators can take tourists to the offshore islands while we try to keep some semblance of economy going and try to maintain this new demand that Antigua is seeing from high net worth, wealthy people who want to escape and find some seclusion, some wilderness areas where they can socially, they can social distance. I mean, this is madness. There's so many ways you can deal with this, but no, just all offshore islands are banned. Meanwhile, I can go to the restaurant in where I live in Jolly Harbour tonight. Today I went there to pick up some takeout today at the restaurant. It had in loads of people. None of them wearing masks because they're eating and drinking. You're allowing restaurants to stay open. But we can't go to the offshore islands. Excursion companies can't take people to the offshore islands. I mean, look guys, either we're going to have tourism or we're not. And if we're not going to have tourism, then God help us. Now, yes, with the new CDC requirements that America has to do the same thing that Canada and has to do the same thing England, have tests before they go back. That's going to hurt tourism, and it already has, right? The Canadian Prime Minister is telling people that they shouldn't be tourists and, shame on you if you're traveling. Yes, there's a lot of that. And so tourists, planes are stopping coming here. They're dropping flights. We can expect to see tourism pretty much dry up over the next few months, I believe. But the high net worth people, they're still going to be coming here. They still figure a way coming here in the private jets and staying in luxury villas. If that's all we got, then that's what we got. But don't mash up that opportunity, because this is hurting the opportunity. They want to get out of their house and they want to go and look at these offshore islands, these areas of wilderness. It's just I can't deal it. I can't deal with this. It's just like a knee-jerk reaction without even speaking to the excursion operators or to the hotels. Do you think Sandals Resorts is gonna like this decision? You think Rob Barrett is gonna like this decision? His boats go to Bird Island every day, Green Island every day. You know what I mean? This hurts our ability to maintain the very fickle industry called tourism that is struggling right now. And I'm pleading with Melford Nicholas, Robin Yearwood, Gaston Brown, Samantha Marshall, and anybody else who's in cabinet to let's make some dispensation. Let's make some some exceptions to this rule. Allow the licensed operators to go up there during weekdays between the hours of, let's say, 9 and 3 or something. I don't know. We gotta fix this. This is stupid. To allow big limes on the corner. I drove through St. John's yesterday. I counted. I would say 29 out of 30 people were not wearing their mask correctly, but nobody's telling them anything. And you guys are banning everybody from the offshore islands. This is craziness. Go to Epicurean today, and you have a police officer in Epicurean not wearing his mask around his chin. You know what I mean? Y'all are not dealing with stuff that's really going to make a difference, and you're allowing people to go to church, really? An enclosed building? But they can't go to offshore islands where they're standing up underneath the blue sky? Come on, man. This is craziness. I think that excursion operators should be allowed. My company should be allowed. If we follow protocols, we pay all our licenses, y'all are going to give me a discount now? You're going to give me back refund now on my licenses? Adams, you're going to give me back insurance money? You're gonna give me back money from the inspections I've had, the surveys I've had to do? I mean, this is craziness. Come on, man. If you all are going to make decisions about tourism, involve people who are the backbone of tourism. Involve the hotels, involve the excursion operators. You all are making decisions about us and don't talk to us. The UPP did it, and ALP did it, the ABLP did it. Come on, man. When are we going to have some government that actually thinks logically? I know why. I don't believe Gaston was involved in this decision. And I know why he wouldn't have been involved in this decision. But I'm pleading with Gaston, please reconsider this ban on the offshore islands and let's come up with a solution to fix the problem. The problem is an increased threat, increased risk of spreading COVID into the communities. Yeah, let's fix it. Let's figure out how we can fix that while maintaining some economy. If you guys are going to crush this economy, you shouldn't pay yourself your salaries, because it's people like me who are paying your salary. You know what I mean? Like companies and businesses and employees are paying their taxes, paying their you know, licenses and surveys and everything else so that the entire government workforce can still be maintained at 100% wages. This bloated government payroll can still be paid thanks to companies being open. And you guys are shutting us down because there were private individuals partying on these offshore islands? Come on, man. You guys got to be more logical and more sensible than that. I'm sure you are. Let's see something. I want to hear it. You know, I called Max Fernandez about it. He said, oh, well, I didn't know that the companies were the excursion companies were going to be banned. I'll get back to you. That was this morning. I haven't heard nothing from him. None of the excursion companies know anything about this. Nobody even had the decency to call us and say, hey, we have a problem here. What do you think we should do? Nothing. Not even the owners of the islands knew about it. Can you imagine that? I tell you what, if I see one Jumbie Bay boat leaving their island with tourists on board, and while we can't do it, then nah. I will break the ban. I'm gonna go up there. Y'all can lock me up because this is bullshit.